One of the most startling things, and not necessarily startling in a bad way, actually startling in a good way, that has happened in the last 2 weeks is that Donald Trump has repeatedly, 3 or 4 times at this point, been so terrible that his own base, his own supporters on Truth Social have attacked him. They've gone after him multiple different times for picking J.D. Vance. They went after him for his endorsement of both Blake Masters and Abe Hamada in the Arizona primary. They went after him for lying about knowledge of Project 2025. And then once again this week, they went after his campaign and him for being pathetically weak in their attacks on Kamala Harris. So here's what happened. On Twitter this week, you had Chris LaCivita, who of course is one of Donald Trump's campaign co-managers because apparently he couldn't find one competent person, so he takes 2 half-competent people to make one competent person, and they're still not competent. But anyway, LaCivita gets on Twitter, he posts a Trump campaign ad attacking Kamala Harris for being weak on the border, and it says, "She's failed us. Kamala Harris, failed, weak, and dangerously liberal." Okay, typical Republican message, right? But it did not resonate with Trump's own followers. In fact, they were pissed off that they're only just now doing it. Here are some of the responses as put together by Raw Story from Trump's own supporters calling him out for his pathetically weak campaign. Here's what some of them said. "Too slow. By the time Mitt Romney started ads, Obama had already defined him." Which, of course, is basically referring to Kamala Harris has been out there defining who you are, which, as we know, the talking point now is they're weird. And the talking point is actually working really well. So Harris has already defined Trump, and she's defined herself. And now Trump's people are scrambling like, oh, God, we can't attack Biden. What do we do for Harris? She's weak on the border. And his own followers are like, yeah, you're a little too late to the party, bud. It's too late. Another one said, "There are better ads out there on TikTok. These old style ads are not as effective as the new ads we're seeing by Dilly Meme Team, etc." Another said, "You need to get President Trump on X right now." Another said, "Fox just showed she called herself fearless in her first ad. You should parody her ad." Okay, I don't know how to do that. But anyway, she is defining herself, Kamala Harris is. She's defined Donald Trump and his followers and his, surrogates and all the Republicans who worship at the altar of Trump. And Trump is now struggling, as he admitted, like, we spent a year and a half attacking Biden. Now what do we do? And they don't know what to do. But here's the kicker. If his own supporters see it, if they see that she's already defined herself and him, and he is now playing catch up, if his own supporters can see it, do you know who else clearly sees it? The undecided voters across this country, the moderates and independents who might still be on the fence. So Donald Trump is now in a position that he's never been in, and he's having to play catch up. He is having to change the image that Harris has already put out there of him. And that is never a good position for any political candidate of any party. If you're not the first out there to frame an issue or to frame your opponent in certain terms, you've lost. And right now, looks like that's what's happened to Trump, according to his own supporters. America's Lawyer has launched its own YouTube channel. Now, this channel, of course, is still in its early phases of development, but you can help grow it by subscribing. Just go to youtube.com/TheAmericasLawyer, and you'll get all of the great content from Mike Papantonio and myself that we produce every single week.